And you can also send questions to the final control at wildearth.tv at any point throughout the day and throughout the game drives, because we do like to try and answer those questions and kind of have that instant feedback, which is great. All right, I had a feeling we were going to get this question. Valerie from BC, Canada was wondering, is the kill that we saw tonight the sick buffalo we've been seeing in the past few days? Actually, no, it wasn't. It was actually a pretty healthy buffalo, it looked like, and it looked like it was one of the Dagger that the two Manuletti male lions had taken down and were feeding on. So, as for the sick buffalo, it hasn't been spotted in the past few days, so we're not too sure where it is. We don't know if it's kind of wandered off into another area. We don't know if it's still alive. It's really hard to tell. We haven't seen it lately. And all right. Yeah, we got another kind of comment a little bit from Raven, is saying that the screen only shows 2 viewers online. So we with our website, we're trying to put like the number of viewers that are on the website a little bit. So I believe that's under the just under the picture. Kind of near the volume bar, but yeah, that's a little bit wrong. There's definitely more people than that. Let's see, I'm just going to go to the chat room. In the chat room alone, there's about 30 people. So yeah, that's a little bit wrong. I believe they've been updating the sites and getting things ready for kind of a new updated site. And yeah, so I think there's just something wrong with that counter. But I know that Graham and Emily are able to kind of keep track of how many people tune in throughout the day, so it'll be interesting. I might send them an email later on to see how the Saturday evening chat goes and see how many people tuned in, which is looking like it's a lot. So that's kind of great. I'm really happy to be here. Here at Final Control at Wild Earth at a kind of more at a better time for you guys, where I know there's been comments and questions to where, yeah, a lot of you kind of end up watching the show just kind of face down on your computers like that, just end up falling asleep, which is understandable because some of our shows are about like 4 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock in the morning for some viewers. All right, so I'm going to kind of go back to the screen here where I'm in the chat room, seeing if there's any more questions coming in, and still pretty quiet at the watering hole. There's a comment from Bev saying that wait till the bubbling casinos start. You'll probably want to turn the speaker down. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be interesting with the rains coming and more of the birds coming out and some of the insects coming out to see what sounds are going to be out there. And I'm surprised actually that there's not a lot of insects in here flying around the one light that I have on in the back behind me. All right, so I'm getting asked a question from Tony if there's any animals that scare me stiff. It's really hard to say. It depends on kind of the encounter. If I'd probably be on foot and there was kind of one of the larger cats out there, it would probably scare me. And some of the elephant sightings, if we're out, there's sometimes there's sounds out in the bush when we're walking around camp at night that is okay, kind of makes you stop and just kind of listen and just try and figure out what it is. To where there was one night, Pete and I were just in the FCC and we were hearing something just right outside it, or the final control, sorry, just right outside, and we were like, okay, we're trying to investigate, but we didn't want to get too close, and it turned out it was an elephant, to where there was actually an elephant outside again tonight. So yeah, we do have animals come in, and just the other night, Karula, one of the female leopards, had been known to kind of roll in the laundry at times, and we actually saw her in camp when we were just standing around the fire, and she just kind of walked by, but not too scary because they were kind of used to the humans in that area. But as for what scares me stiff, I'm not too sure. Like I say, it just depends on the situation itself. All right, so I guess there was a little bit of audio breakup during the drive from here and there. And someone missed how Peter said he found the lines so far beneath off the beaten path. It was actually some of the other rangers here at the lodges. They actually have some trackers go out throughout the day and night to try and find animals, as well as the lodges also have evening game drives. And it was just some of them looking. Actually, I think they were trying to follow a leopard track, and then just happened to come across the lion kill. So yeah, that was kind of great. It was just kind of looking for one beautiful animal and just come across that other amazing sight. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people are kind of answering the questions before I have a chance to read. Like I say, that's kind of interesting. All right, looks like we have a question about wondering if there's any bats around the area. Yeah, there are bats in the area. There's actually some pictures that I've looked at the WeSite where there's been a couple bats around, to where there was one of the former staff members here with one on her shoulder. Also do enjoy bats, and I'm sure they'll start coming out now with the insects around. So I'm going to kind of keep my eyes open for bats, and they might kind of get into some of our weird program, which we are thinking of doing Wild Earth Infrared Juma, to where we still haven't quite figured out the format yet, and it'll still be a little while because we have a lot of things going on right now. That's kind of in the back burner, but we are thinking about that. So I'll try and get some more footage of bats and everything, because I do find them fascinating myself. All right. And once again, I just want to welcome everybody who's tuning in right now to evening WeChat here at Wild Earth. This is the first one, and it's a Saturday chat, so hopefully more people can tune in, and it's in evening time, so hopefully more of our North American viewers can kind of tune in. Looks like earlier I made a comment about the time hopefully being better, because I know that most of our shows people is like really early in the morning and might end up falling asleep on the keyboard, and so a couple of people are commenting on that. All right, and we had a question about some of the close-ups of some of the close-ups on our sighting. We've been able to get some closer. Wondering if we've been using a new camera. Not really a new camera. When I first came back at the start of September, on our way to the bush, we actually picked up a camera that was on repair. It's a Sony V1, which actually has an expanded focus. It's almost like a digital or expanded zoom that's almost like a digital zoom, but a lot better. So it's able to get us that much closer to some of the animals by pressing a button. So sometimes if you all of a sudden just see a quick jump either forward close to get a close-up of an animal or just back, that's what it is. And so yeah, some of the times we actually can't record with that. But we still can get in close to the animals, which once again is this amazing. The video is an amazing tool in studying animals, because you can get a lot more closer and see a lot more detail. And then as well as recording, you can actually pick up on some other kind of habits and detail that you might not have seen with your naked eye, because you're so excited and thinking about so much different things going around you. And yeah, you just pick up on many different things. So it's not really a new camera, but yeah, it's just a feature on one of the other cameras that we have to get close-ups, and we've actually been close enough to some of the animals, or some of the animals have been close enough to the vehicle that even with our normal zoom, we're able to get pretty close up, which has been an amazing experience. Got asked the question if the final control door is actually closed. At one point it was, not since I've been here, but it's a sliding glass door, and I guess one of the panes broke, so it's open. Which has been interesting, because we've had a couple of vervet monkeys that are kind of curious throughout the day and kind of try to sneak in here, but we have people here throughout the whole day, and we usually shoo them out if we see them. All right. We had asked a question from Audrey. Was it Rexon that had a Christmas beetle going into his ear? No, I believe the person's name was Rob, but yeah, there was one of the former camera operators that actually got Christmas beetle in his ear, kind of, and it took about 45 minutes to get it out. So I believe that's who it was.